Alright, you guys, are you ready for this? This is the first time in my life I've ever done anything like this. I'm quite new to YouTube, and I've never made a driving video before. This is my first time in my life. I'm going to take you on a little adventure today. We're going to try to find a really nice canal in Bangkok that I've been to many years ago. And I'm going to try to film my journey because you have all missed out for the past 6 years of my journey as a wandering yogi. And now I have to rewind and show you everything or tell you everything that has happened to me up until this point. So hopefully these driving videos will give you a little taste of some of the experiences that I've been through over the past decade of studying Dharma and spiritual ascension knowledge, and going beyond the beyond in terms of traveling to hyperdimensional realms, beyond mind and space. If you're familiar with my podcast, it's called Art House 5D Podcast. And I only have a few episodes, but there's a small following of people who request that I make more podcasts. But over the past few years, I've been sort of slow to record. And as I was browsing YouTube over the past year, I was greatly inspired by one particular Lama who lives in Canada. But he lives in the wilderness. And he just records himself teaching Dharma every day. I was so greatly inspired by the simplicity of his videos and by his deep wisdom of having been in a monastery in, I think, India or Nepal for over 8 to 10 years living in retreat. So Lama Choga, if you are listening to this, I want to say that you have been a great inspiration for me to document my Dharma journey. And I don't regret not documenting anything over the past 6 years because I was living in meditation retreat in the north of Thailand. And I had a strict schedule that involved refusing to do anything that wasted my time, which includes making videos on social media, because I know that YouTube videos take a long time to edit. And 6 years ago, the technology was there, but it's not as quick as it is right now. That's why I'm here making videos, because the phone that I have and the computer that I have now, that I recently bought over the past 3 months, they are quick enough for me to edit and post without me having to sacrifice precious time on doing other things that I deem more important in my life. It's a beautiful rainy day in Bangkok. I'm driving through Ratchayotin, and I'm going all the way across the river to what is known as Bang Plat. Bang Plat is where my aunt and cousins used to live. They have a small home there that I love from my childhood. So to go back into that area of the neighborhood is a very, it's a trip. Forgive me for my setup. This is my first time. I will get a car mount and we'll make this a little bit more YouTuber. But I was trying to say, when I used to live in the north of Thailand, in Kalasin, I built a very small meditation retreat house. It was a small home that my mother had been given. And I was so lucky enough that when I moved away from America to start a new life as a yogi and fully dedicate my life to practicing and studying Dharma, particularly of the Dzogchen lineage, I was so blessed by the universe that there happened to be an empty house in the north of Thailand, a perfect setting for me as a yogi, as a new yogi, to be surrounded by rice paddies and nature every day. It was a tiny village of about, I don't even know how many people, but you could ride a scooter across the village in less than 5 minutes. The only thing in that whole town was a lotus and a big sea. If you live in Thailand, you'll know what I'm talking about. 7-Eleven. So you see, for the past 6 years, I've spent my life in a meditation retreat environment that involved staying at home, and during the days I would travel to scenic nature spots that I was inspired by Longchenpa. Longchenpa inspired me to find mountaintops and rivers and lakes and hills where I could practice Dzogchen and stare into the distance, practicing sky gazing. Later on, we'll go over all of the different practices that I do. But for now, I'm speaking to you as an audience that would understand entirely everything of the path of Dharma. Because my other audience from my Instagram that I've had for more than 8 years, that was a specific audience where I would teach ascension knowledge, spiritual ascension knowledge. And if you are familiar with that account, then you know that I created the Great Awakening map to help awaken humanity as quickly as possible. So if you want to see that map, feel free to go to awakening5d.co. I don't know if you can see this, but it's raining. It's really beautiful. Probably can't. But if you're here with me this long, then I send you my great gratitude for listening to my story that I've never told in my entire life. And it's about time, because as a Dharma practitioner, you must have keen sense of impermanence at all times. A keen sense of impermanence means that you are aware that life is so fragile and so fleeting. And if you want to get anything done, then you better do it now, because there will be no other time. on this spiritual journey that I've been on for over a decade, maybe 16, 17 years now, I've realized that you must share your journey with others, because there could be 10, 20, 100, or a million people who will be inspired, who will have somebody to talk to know that they're not alone. Because the spiritual awakening can be full of spiritual awakening symptoms. And a lot of those symptoms are loneliness and confusion about life's path, the hero's journey. So if you're listening to this now, I will do my best to make better videos, because this is my first attempt driving. But in the car, there's a great sense of peace and privacy that you don't have, even living in your own condo. Driving while meditating is something that yogis can do, because we are practicing a 360-degree panoramic awareness, which is different than just normal awareness, mindfulness practice. So when driving, all senses are activated, and you are always fully aware of your surroundings. So it's a good practice of yogic driving, yogic wandering while driving, which I love to do. And I've done this with this car. I've driven all over Thailand, from the north of Chiang Rai all the way to the most southern point of Satun, literally the border of Malaysia. This car has taken me on the most beautiful adventures, and I documented none of it, only in photos that you can see on my Instagram. But there are no videos of anything that I've done in the past 6 years. So hopefully I can take you back in time, or take you on a new adventure to go back and explore the entire country again, as well as Hong Kong and Tokyo. And on my list are northern India and Kathmandu, Nepal. Hopefully being able to live there for a few months. So if anybody listening would like to help me find a way to live in Nepal or northern India, I would love it. And that is another reason why I made this YouTube account, so that I could find others like you who would be able to help me in times of need. Because I realized that after years of living in retreat, it's okay to return back to the city. It's okay to seek out friends and family to help you along your path. It can only benefit your Dharma journey. So I'm going to go back and explore all the cities that I once visited in Thailand. And this time, it's going to be a YouTube adventure. Something that I've always wanted to do, but just never really committed to it because of my fear of the time it takes to edit videos. But now I have no choice. I'm in a situation in my life where the passive income that I've had over the past 6 years is slowed down. And I'm looking for new ways to bring in passive income, to continue living as a digital nomad. And I have a lot of ideas, and I have a lot of projects open right now. But to commit to one of them 100% is quite difficult for me. So I created this channel as a way to heal and release all that which is unknown and uncertain in my life at this time. And what I've learned on the spiritual awakening path is to pursue that which makes you the most joyful at every moment and never stop. It's a continual practice of doing the most exciting thing in every moment and repeating this. And over 12 years ago, I learned this from Bashar. He's an extraterrestrial channel from the Essassani civilization. If you think I'm crazy, spend a decade listening to every one of his videos and come back and talk to me, and then you'll know. But anyways, Bashar is incredibly intelligent, and he was able to teach me the secret to manifesting everything that you need in life. It's all about frequency, vibration, energy. You must feel gratitude for the life that you've always wanted now, even though it still hasn't happened. You're basically shifting your timeline to the life that you want and deserve by imagining that it has already occurred, and you are living in that joy and happiness as if it occurred. So I've been practicing it until this day of my life, and I can say that my life is more incredible than I could have ever dreamed. But there are always dark nights of the soul in every hero's journey. And the dark night of the soul is not some one event in life. It's many series of events that occur in cycles. And one of those cycles is happening for me right now. So hopefully, by releasing everything through YouTube videos, it's a way for finding new inspiration to continue living as a yogi with passive income, living every day to the best of my desires, to the best of my joy, happiness, for the benefit of all beings. The Bodhisattva vow. Today I wanted to talk about a very special quote from the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is a very profound and sacred spiritual work of art by Lao Tzu. And I spent over a decade or more immersed in the Tao before I even found the path of Buddha Dharma. The Tao taught me some profound things that are still beginning to make sense 10 years later. And one of the things it says, I think verse 80, is talking about being so content living the way of the Tao that you don't even have to travel to the next country bordering your country because you are so happy with everything in your life already that even though you know there's a whole other world out there, you are content to die just as you are. It's just really profound because it means that at any moment you are always prepared for death. It means that your meditation practice is with you at all times. And as a yogi, our body is our retreat hut. So meditation retreat is continual. It never leaves the yogi. The Tao is teaching us that there are so many distractions in this world, but the greatest distraction is your own mind. And if you can settle in perfect non-dual awareness in any situation, then you have already reached enlightenment. Neither seeking and neither pushing away. Perfectly at ease. In the perfect moment of every moment. So I'll leave that with you for now as I continue my drive. I will see you again soon. Can you see where I am? I'm at a beautiful Guanyin shrine along the canal. This is a beautiful, secret little neighborhood of Bangkok that I found many years ago when I first came to Thailand 6 years ago. I stayed in a little boutique hotel along the canal and it changed my life forever. So today I come back after 6 years to explore the same shrine that I once made merit. Wow. I never knew I would be back here. What I was explaining earlier in the car was that there is a very profound verse in the Tao that talks about living in a town that is so full of everything that you need. Perfect food, perfect environment, perfect family. You're so content that you don't need to leave. You can hear the sounds of the country bordering your town, but you don't even need to go see it because you are so spiritually complete inside. The yogi's body is his retreat hut. So wherever the yogi goes, there is full contentment. There is no craving or aversion to the distractions of life. So everywhere that a yogi goes, they should practice complete awareness of the present moment. Neither longing for the past nor anticipating the future. Simply being at rest, perfectly at ease, perfectly as you are in this very moment. The perfect moment that has always been. And everywhere that I travel, and every sight that I see, I always remember that it's the first sight and the last sight of my life. So today maybe I will make some merit and ask Guanyin if I can have a nice condo along the canal somewhere close to here. A lot can change in 6 years. Let's see what happens in the next 6 years. I will come back and we will record another video together. Until then, may all beings have infinite blessings. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum.